Hi there, welcome to my channel. I want to give you guys an update on my portfolio here. As you guys can see, we're at $297,968.53. And so today as you guys can see, the day started off in the green, but a little bit after that, we went into the red. But then soon after that, we went back into the green. So we're up here on my dividend tracker 0.40%. Also, I want to tell you guys that the information on this dividend tracker, the homepage here, is completely accurate for the most part. It represents what I have in my actual account on Robinhood. So it's fairly accurate. The only problem is now that the dividends are inaccurate. So as you guys can see here, this number is not accurate. The monthly income is not accurate, and the annual income is also not accurate. As a matter of fact, all this information that you're seeing here is no longer accurate. And I really don't know why. This dividend tracker is called Stock Events. And I've been using it for a very long time, and this has never happened before. I wish these numbers were true, but they're not. And so I want to be honest with you guys. I want to be transparent and let you know that this information, these numbers here, are inaccurate. And so when I was looking through my portfolio here on Stock Events, I noticed that it seems to be having some trouble being accurate with weekly paying ETFs. For example, with Ulti, if we scroll down here to dividends, it says that I'm going to be making $910.75, which is inaccurate. I am not going to be making that on Friday, because it's only paying 9 cents on Friday, which would be about about $225 on average if it continues to pay 9 cents per month. And so for some reason now this dividend tracker is inaccurate. And so as you guys can see down here, it says that I'll be getting paid 38 cents 4 times on the same day, which, yeah, that's not going to happen. I wish it was going to happen. It'd be nice if that happened, but that's not what's going to happen. I think what it's doing is that it's adding up the dividend on the monthly, since it's going to pay 9 cents on average per week. 9 cents if there's 4 weeks in September turns out to be close to 36 cents. Here it says 38 cents. So somehow, some way, this thing is thinking that I'm gonna get paid 38 cents 4 times on September the 25th, which is inaccurate. So that's why you see such a large number here in dividends. So like my previous video, I'm assuming I'm making still about the same amount, $5,600 per month. So hopefully this works itself out and it becomes accurate again. Or I may have to start using a different dividend tracker, because unfortunately Robinhood doesn't have a dividend tracker built into its app. And so that's why I started using this dividend tracker, Stock Events. The reason why I started using this particular dividend tracker is because it was the least expensive one that I could find. There are others, like for example Snowball is a dividend tracker, but that's far more expensive than this dividend tracker. But I don't know, maybe I'll be switching to Snowball. Don't know. If this continues to be inaccurate, I may have to make a switch to a different dividend tracker. So just keep in mind, this information is no longer accurate. This information is accurate. And so let me show you guys that it is accurate. If we go over to my actual Robinhood portfolio here, let's open this up. And let's make sure that the information or the number is fairly close to accurate. As you guys can see, there it is. So that number is accurate. The information on the homepage of stock events is accurate, just like right here on my actual Robinhood portfolio. And so as you guys can see currently here on my Robinhood portfolio, during the day, we're in the green, 0.38%, and 2%, or actually 0.02% in the overnight, in the over hours. Okay, and so also I want to mention that I am producing a starter guide. So I'm writing a starter guide, and I want to offer the starter guide for free. Okay, I haven't finished it. I want to offer it for free, so at no charge, at no cost. I want it to be precise, concise, and to the point. And so sometime in the future, I'll be sharing my Gmail so that you guys can send me a Gmail. And in that Gmail, it will contain some instructions on how to get the starter guide. So sometime in the future, I'll be finishing that starter guide with the basics of how to get started. I'm doing this if you'd like to get started doing this. Of course, none of this is financial advice because I am not a financial advisor, and there is risk when you invest. So moving forward, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be making a starter guide with detailed information about how to get started to invest. So be looking forward to that, and I'm going to be offering it for free. Okay, so that should be exciting, hopefully, moving forward. The information I want to provide today is this information here about how Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So it says here, yes, a majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, with recent surveys reporting figures from approximately 62 to 77% of adults across all income levels. This financial struggle is a widespread issue, with the lifestyle affecting even higher income households due to rising costs for necessities like housing, food, and healthcare, along with factors like lifestyle creep and significant debt. Okay, so as you guys can see, a large portion of the population here in America live paycheck to paycheck. So I believe these statistics are accurate, and seems that over half of the population is living paycheck to paycheck here in the United States. And so all these statistics also affect me because yeah, I have to pay more for housing, I have to pay more for food, I have a family that I need to provide for. And so to be able to provide for myself and for my family, I was looking for a way to make extra income. And not only looking for a way to make extra income, but also praying about how to make extra income. And I personally feel that the Lord led me to investing in the stock market, and investing in the stock market for income, not just for appreciation, because although appreciation is great, the only way to take advantage of appreciation is to you buy a stock for a low price, or the S&P 500 for a low price. It appreciates in value, and then the only way to take advantage of that appreciation is by selling your stock or selling the S&P 500 to get the return or the capital gains. And so since I need money now, I found a way to buy ETFs that pay dividends. And so that's what I've been doing in my portfolio. And so you guys look here, I already have a bunch of dividends coming my way. If we look into let's see here, I believe these weekly payers are going to be paying soon, like this one. AMZW, Roundhill Amazon Weekly Pay ETF. I believe it already mentions that it's going to be paying me a dividend here. Well, no, I guess it doesn't. But there's a lot of different ETFs. Of course, practically every ETF that I own pays a dividend. Some on a weekly basis and some on a monthly basis. And so this allows me to make a secondary income. And so now that I have a secondary income through these ETFs, I am no longer living paycheck to paycheck. Right? As a matter of fact, I spend my entire paycheck to buy more ETFs. And so if you guys are interested, that starter guide that I'm coming up with, which will be free, I'll be offering that for free, will tell you how to do this. Of course, when you get started, if you have a smaller amount of money, you probably won't be able to invest your entire income. I'm able to invest my entire income because of the large amount of, because of the size of my portfolio. And so if we go back to this side of the portfolio, as you guys can see here, there's this portion here where it says buying power. And so currently my buying power is over $300,000. Okay. So I could use all of that money to buy even more ETFs. But of course that would just be adding to my risk. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to add so much to my risk. But just to inform you, about half of this buying power, which is, about $150,000, is withdrawable money. So I withdraw from that. So there's $150,000 worth of withdrawable money. And so the way that works out is because when you buy different ETFs, for example, this ETF, and I've mentioned it before, there's margin requirements here. So the margin requirement here is $25,926.54. So just to explain this is 25% of this market value up here. As you guys can see, the market value of this position of these 2015 shares is over $100,000. Okay, so I own a little bit over $100,000 of SPY for a little bit over $25,000. Okay, so that's how this works. It's 25% basically of 100,000. So that's why the buying power is so large, and that's why I'm able to withdraw money from this portfolio to pay for my bills. So how do I pay for my rent? How do I pay for food? How do I pay my credit card? How do I pay all my bills and my debt? I use margin. So I pay for everything with margin. And of course, the margin that is available to withdraw is very high. And I want to keep it very high. I want to always keep it high. And so that's how this is done. So there's other ETFs, for example, that, let's look at this one, UPRO. Okay, if you look at UPRO is 75% margin maintenance. So if you put $100,000 into UPRO, $75,000 worth of UPRO will be your money. So the withdrawable portion, or the buying power, will be minimal, right? Because you're putting all of your money into something that is high margin. This is 75%. So $100,000 means, if you put it into UPRO, that means you're using $75,000 out of the $100,000. And so the buying power that would be available would be very low. And not only would the buying power be very low, this buying power right here, if that was my largest position, this buying power would be very low. It would be $25,000. And then the withdrawable cash would be even lower. It would be half of the $25,000. So that wouldn't work out. That wouldn't work out very well. So that's why I don't put all my money into something with very high margin rate. For example, there's this ETF that I've been wanting to buy, but it is high margin, which is SPY, or it's YSPY. YSPY, that's what it is. There's this ETF, YSPY from Granite Shares, Yield Boost. Okay, this ETF has a very high dividend payment. I believe it's about 50%. So it pays a very high dividend. But also, the margin ratio, or the margin requirement, is 75%. And so, same deal, if you were to buy $100,000 worth of YSPY, which would pay you a very decent dividend, a very large dividend, if you were to do that, $75,000 of that $100,000 would be your money buying this ETF. So you'd only be left with $25,000. Whereas if you buy something like SPY, which is only 25%, you're only using $25,000 to own $100,000 worth of SPY. So hopefully you're getting the idea of how this works with margin. That's how you're able to have such high buying power and have such high withdrawable money. And so that's how this is able to be done. And that's how I no longer live paycheck to paycheck, because even though I spend my entire paycheck to buy these ETFs, the withdrawable quantity is very high. I mean, I can withdraw $150,000 out of this thing, right? And anyone can do it. Anyone could do it. I started from zero. Okay? Obviously, it took some time to get to this number that you see here on the screen. Yeah, it took quite a few years to get there. But if you never get started, then you'll never get there. So, of course, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please continue watching my videos for the updates on that starter guide that I'm going to be producing. I'll give you updates, and I'll let you know when it is finished. And I'll let you know how to get the starter guide for free. So, thank you for watching. You guys have a great day. Please do me a big favor, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a good one. God bless. Catch you in the next video. Bye.